So, all right. So here's the other piece of Heat news that happened yesterday. Aside from the Heat drafting Heat Kola Jovic, which, by the way, marketing department, Lorenzo, Michael McCullough, we got to sell Heat Cola in the studio at the arena next year. Okay, refreshing beverage, Heat Cola. Like you're gonna tell me that's not the play? Like, how would you not want
Heat Cola?
How would you not want some Heat Cola? Can it be
a throat lozenge?
No, not a throat lot. No, it's no. You go out there, you get your hot dog, you get your fries, and you get yourself a nice icy cold cup of Heat Cola.
Yeah. What is it? What is it going? Is it going to have a alcohol in it?
Ooh. No, I mean he can't even drink yet.
It's 19.
Obviously, when he turns,
that's not the rules in Serbia.
Well, you know what? You might.
Isn't that where? Hey, isn't that where they had the? No, that was India, where they had the little 3-year-old smoking a pack of cigarettes a day.
I'm gonna look.
Serbian drinking age is 18.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Something tells me I feel like if you go into the locker room at Serbia post game, they're still drinking beers.
Yeah, for sure.
Beer or vodka? In that area?
I don't know. I don't know, but anyway, Heat Cola coming to an arena near you. You guys are welcome. Free money. I'm printing for the Heat.
I'm telling you, when he hits a three, and Mike Biamani goes Heat Cola.
I like it. But the other thing yesterday was Kyrie Irving. The Nets are seemingly falling apart.
You're infatuated with this guy like this.
Why?
Is not your kind of guy.
I don't understand what that means. What do you mean he's not my kind of guy?
A guy you're wondering whether he's going to play or not?
He's going to play.
Hold on.
He got to play by the end of last year.
Can I make this point? Is that why do we take a situation and just assume that person is going to be different when they get here? Because guess what? That's what Boston did. That's what the Nets did. And 2 other teams have done it. And you still gonna jump in? I'm all in. I'm not saying you do or you don't. But I'm saying let's not just assume that, when he gets here, he's gonna be different.
Well,
because if he's not, that's shame on you.
I get you. Well, first of all, we all acknowledge how talented he is. I mean,
I want him on my team.
It definitely dazzles me. I'm not gonna lie. And also, I look at what the big flaw of the team was by the end of last year, and you're like, well, a point guard gave you nothing and you couldn't score, and he provides both of those things.
Gotcha.
So that's why it intrigues me. I get it. I get all the weirdness, but if you're gonna tell me hey, this is out there for you. You remember how you guys didn't have how your point guard's hamstrings didn't work and nobody else scored but Jimmy Butler? Boom, Kyrie Irving. How you like it?
So you're saying that the rewards outweigh the risk?
Yeah.
Because that's what the Nets did.
They did, but look, the Nets obviously had a weird scenario in that they played in a city that had the strictest COVID restrictions out of anybody in the country.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
If it wasn't COVID, do you think it would have been something else?
I don't know. Hard to say. You might be right. You might be right because he didn't want.
All I have is track record. I don't have. All I have is his track record as far as what I'm going by. This is not. I'm just not pulling this out of the sky. I'm not. It's his actions and his situations that lead me to this point. Not saying it is or it isn't, but I'm saying, don't you at least before you make that type of investment have to be a little more positive or a little more sure of what's going to happen than it could be.
Well, here's the thing though, right? If the Nets would pay him, he'd stay. It's not like their big thing is we've paid this guy a lot of money to not play basketball for us over the last couple of years.
Well, he wasn't getting paid for those games though.
No, but also just remember he would sit out games. He would just take personal leave as well. This is going over 2 years. This is not just a COVID year thing.
Right.
So if he would get paid his money, I mean, he'd stay in Brooklyn. With Boston, There clearly was a bad chemistry mix there. He did not get along with the younger players. They all kind of eye rolled him doing his leadership thing. Remember, he was breaking off from LeBron James, trying to do his own thing. I think there is a difference, and call me a little heat cultured bias here, but I do think there's a difference in coming to a situation where he seemingly has a great relationship with your two best players, with Jimmy and Bam.
He had a great relationship with KD.
Right, but he's not he's not leaving KD because of KD. He's leaving KD because the team that they play on doesn't want to pay him the money. And the reason I'm okay with the Heat paying him the money is this. I feel like Kyrie Irving is always going to be one of those guys a team takes a chance on. Like, there will be a team that will talk themselves. There will be another us if it doesn't work out. There will be another team that says, all right, we'll be the last piece of Kyrie. We'll shake that out. Like, look how many teams took a chance on Russell Westbrook. He's been on 5 teams on that contract.
And
and
guess who Russell Westbrook has been throughout that duration? Russell Westbrook.
Right.
So I'm saying, like, after seeing all the teams that gave a boatload of money to Russell Westbrook and know what his issues were on the basketball court and what he does, but people still say, oh, he's dynamic point guard, he's game changer or whatever. Everybody took that chance. It didn't work out. You're telling me you're just going to move on to Kyrie and do the same thing?
Because they're different things, though. Like Russell Westbrook's issues are he's a very inefficient basketball player who does not realize he's inefficient. And he's
not very self-aware.
No, he's not self-aware. And even last year, it all ends and he goes, well, it was Frank Vogel's fault. It wasn't my fault.
Right.
I think with Kyrie's a very efficient basketball player.
He's really good.
Just might not show up to play basketball.
I am not denying anything that Kyrie Irving can do on the basketball court. He is amazing.
But no, I'm with
that being said,
concerns, weirdo, not the most durable guy in the world.
He's a weirdo,
not the most durable guy in the world. And the teams that he goes to,
I don't know when he missed for other stuff and when he missed for injuries.
So it makes him a weirdo.
That's kind of, isn't that kind of like, aren't you saying it on your point though? I don't know what he missed for injuries and I don't know what he missed just cause. Like, isn't that saying something? We can't even distinguish what's what. But no,
but I mean, you want to sign me? You're like, yeah, sign me up for that.
Well, because here's the big thing though. Like, I look at the roster and I say, what needs to change? What needs to get better? And I look at that point guard spot and I'm like, we got $30 million to a 37-year-old point guard next year who couldn't finish the season.
I'm going to tell you like this. What makes it intriguing is he does everything your team can't.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now, to a lot of teams, that would just be a bonus because Brooklyn could have played with the talent they had around KD that did very similar things to what Kyrie. Not as good, but they could have maybe got away with it. There are a lot of different teams that have somebody that does what Kyrie does, just not as well.
Right.
The Heat have nobody, right, that does anything along the line of what Kyrie does. And that's what makes it intriguing. However, these things that we're talking about, you can't just ignore them. I don't know if you do it or not. I think me personally, and this is what sucks about all these questions I raised, is that I would do it, but here's the kicker, right? Who do you have to give up? And don't make the assumption that you're not going to have to give up anything, because if there's a competition or if there's a war on assets to get Kyrie, you're kind of going to have to. But
here's I get that. But the thing is that because of his contract situation, he's essentially got leverage of being a free agent. Like, he could opt out if he wanted to. They could say, okay, go sign who you want to. But nobody ever does that. Like, everybody wants to get something back. Nobody wants to lose an asset for nothing. Like that's like the cardinal rule of the NBA.
That brings the market down a little bit.
I do. That's why I think it's different than Bradley Beal, and I think it's different than Donovan Mitchell. Like,
okay, but here's the difference, though. You got 5 or 6 teams that say, "Yeah, we'll take him." That means that all the Nets and Kyrie have to do is sit back and let the other teams compete, or figure out who's going to give him the best deal. Yeah, if he's giving him, if he says, "I'm going to say," it's not like in the past where guys said, "I want to go here."
Yeah, who are the pieces? Like I look at the Lakers, it's like who are they going to give up? Taylor Horton Tucker? Like, oh wow,
right. But okay, that's fine. That's the starting point. Okay, but now you get to the Heat.
Yeah, and look, if the Heat, I feel like if the Heat offered up Tyler Hero, the deal would be done yesterday. But I feel like if I'm the Heat, I try and get the deal done without giving up Tyler Hero.
Of course you do.
I don't think this is a Bradley Beal, Donovan Mitchell thing where like we all know if the Heat are going to get Bradley Beal or the Heat are going to get Donovan Mitchell, Tyler Hero, he's gone. I feel like with the Kyrie situation,
you really just threw up deuces to Tyler Hero.
I'm just saying we know he's gone. Like I just accept that to be true. I know that we all know that's the fact.
Right.
With Kyrie, because of his contract status, because he's a little bit weird, the idea that he legitimately, like, if he said, all right, I look at all these teams, the one I want to go to is Miami. And they're like, we're sending you to Philly. He goes, I'm not going there. Sorry. And like what are they going to do? Like he may not go. He gave up half his salary last year because of a vaccine.
But he put all those teams out there, in effect, helping the Brooklyn Nets if they choose to go that route. If he would have named one team, we're in a different boat. He named 5 teams. So that means competition is on.
If those teams are really into it, though.
True. Oh, who's not going to want Kyrie of those teams? You know, Mark Cuban would do anything.
Well, Philly, here's the first issue with Philly. James Harden and Kyrie Irving seemingly hated each other. That's the reason why James Harden wanted to leave. So knock them off the list. Dallas. When's the last time? Let me ask you something. When's the last time Dallas did something splashy? Okay. They have 2 of the great draft picks of all time, 2 of the great Euros with Dirk and Luka. But when's the last time they did something where you're like, oh, Dallas really? They're the only team to lose.
Wait, Mark Cuban's one of those guys that does not care. He'll spend the money.
He's like the only guy I've ever seen have a max free agent get kidnapped.
They maxed him out, and then the 3 days in which he have to rescind the offer, he ended up in
right. Yeah. The Lakers. Okay, who they got to trade? They had 3 guys who make money. One of them is Russell Westbrook. The other 2 are LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Explain how the trade works. I would love to know. How does the trade work? How does it work?
Again, you're all here. Here's what I love about you. Here's what I love about you. You take the situation and manipulate the situation to go, clearly, the best situation is the Heat, right?
I think it is.
All those other teams are doing the same thing.
Nah, they're not though, dude. They don't got a Max Strus to throw in. A little Strus sweetener.
So basically what you're saying is they already got a Max Strus.
Well, I mean, but he makes like $20 million. Max Strus makes no money for at least this year.
So here's the funny thing. Everybody who's on Kyrie's list is doing the same exact thing you're doing.
Yeah, but they're talking themselves into a fantasy. I'm talking myself into reality. So here's the other interesting thing that developed. So yesterday we got the report about Kyrie Irving. Apparently it's not going great with him in the Nets. So he puts out
shocker! It's not going great.
Puts out the list.
And you want to sign up for that?
I actually do. I'm very interested in it. Maybe if Kyle Lowry's hamstrings would have held up, I wouldn't feel this way.
Would you? No, that's not true. Here, I'm never going to get mad at a team under any circumstances that can improve their team with a player. I'm not. That's their job. So if you feel that even if Kyle had played well, if you feel that Kyrie is an upgrade and you wanted to make that move, I'm never going to be mad at you.
I just think that there's been a report already that the Heat have some interest in him. He's on the list. And honestly, out of all those,
Heat is on his list.
they're on the list, dude.
Yeah, he's not on.
No, there was. I mean, there was a report that Mark Stein said the Heat have some level of interest in him. They would be interested. I don't know if that's coming from Kyrie's side or if that's coming from the Heat side. Probably from Kyrie's side, because the Heat are always looked upon as a team. Because here's why: because the Heat are a glamour market and they love stars. Like they know that. Like if you throw the Heat on
I'll
a
go
list,
with the second part first.
what
is it? You consider Miami a glamour market?
Yeah, for star power. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's like. I wouldn't consider it like. With the NBA, obviously, like LA, New York. I mean, they kiss Boston's ass like nonstop. But no, like as far as star power is concerned, absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, Floyd Mayweather's a season ticket holder, dude. I don't even go to any playoff games though. I wonder if the price has skyrocketed too much for Floyd.
Really?
You think that's where he draws the line?
He's got 7 cars color coded in Miami that he comes to visit every now and then. You think he cares about a couple of expensive courtside tickets to a playoff game?
Well, the way Floyd's going, I'm fully expecting that one day there's going to be just an exhibition boxing match at halftime of a Heat game against some Japanese kickboxer
for $7 million.
Yeah, just the way it's going. I just figure that's how
he's gonna fight the lady with the teacups with the on
Red Panda
on the unicycle.
Red Panda just throws up the bowls and he just is shadow boxing and hits them.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the other fallout from this is Kevin Durant. Like, is he gonna request out? And apparently there's reports from Woj that there's uncertainty of Kevin Durant wanting to stay in Brooklyn if Kyrie, who he's very close with, doesn't end up staying there. Now, apparently the latest is he hasn't said directly, if Kyrie's gone, I'm going to request a trade. Remember, he's just starting his 4-year max deal this year with them.
And he's got the super
max,
max, because he's been getting the max for 3 contracts.
I'm just fascinated though, like, what if that happens? Like, first of all, how does this go? Because if you're a team, do you feel like how many teams actually feel like they could trade for Kevin Durant? And then if you're the Miami Heat, what do you do? Like, do you try and go trade for Kevin Durant? Like, do you wait for Kyrie to go somewhere and then pounce on an unhappy Kevin Durant? Or
you tried that before with D-Wade and he went to Chicago. So let's stop that.
Well, these aren't your players though. You know, like it's
look, if Kyrie and KD are getting upset at the way things are handled now, you think they're gonna be okay with you with another team handling that situation that way? Hey, Kyrie, we're gonna wait and see what KD does. We'll get back to you.
Right. But
that ain't going well.
And that's the thing for KD though, too. That's excuse me. Oof.
Friday Flim.
Flip Friday.
You know where to keep that nice and moist? Spicy beef.
Oh, you guys are so lucky. But if you're Kevin Durant and you just signed with this team and you already got crap for their leaving the Warriors and they won the championship without you, like, can he leave? Like, or does he kind of have to stick it out a little bit in Brooklyn? Like, what is, like, is it like how bad a look of it, or does he care because he's Twitter burner guy? He'll do what he wants.
I just think that in basketball, the players are so empowered that I think teams move very cautiously through these situations, even though as a person that follows all sports, like we all do, it sometimes is it takes you back a little bit.
Right.
But
well, they
understand the power that they have. So
sure, like they had a good coach in Kenny Atkinson. They fired him because Kevin Durant and Kyrie wanted Steve Nash.
And then Kyrie went out on the limb and say, "Oh, we kind of going to coach ourselves."
Yeah, we're going to coach ourselves. Apparently, was running practices by himself too. Like told people to come back and practice. That's not going to fly with Spoelstra, Kyrie. Just so you know. Chris, it's two people run practices here. Okay, Spo, Chris Quincat. Get used to it.
Quincat not getting the job.
I don't know. Haven't heard it yet. I hope he does.
He's just started the first cycle to where he's getting interviewed, so it might take a couple of years.
But the other dumb thing that they did was, and this is the thing where I do think that some players kind of just missed the boat on it with the idea of like giving them power, is they basically want to play with their friends, even if their friends are kind of washed. And so like they had Jared Allen, who's really good, and they decide we want to play with DeAndre Jordan, who's washed. So like, I think that's one thing that's going to, like, if he goes to a place like Miami, either one of them, like, they both say, you know what, maybe we shouldn't just be general managers. You know, LeBron thinking, I'll make Russell Westbrook work. Yeah, should you?
You know what's amazing is that they all do this and end up missing out on extremely young, talented guys.
Yeah.
Because imagine what that team would be with Kyrie, KD, and Jared Allen.
Yep.
Right? You wouldn't need James Harden.
No way.
Because Jared Allen's going to create space for everybody on the outside.
Dinwiddie and LeVert, like they had a pretty stacked roster. Like that was
if you would have kept
with
that
Kevin
roster
Durant and Kyrie,
with Kevin Durant, no, if you would have just kept that roster with KD, they could have won.
Yeah. So I don't know.
And you want to do the same thing.
Well, no.
Yes.
No. I am simply.
What you want to do is different.
Because here's how it's different. Because in this situation, I have the old washed guy as the point guard. I have DeAndre Jordan. I would like to replace him with something younger and better. I'm sorry, I'll say.
Now I asked you this. We're sitting here having this conversation about KD. You got your own situation. What is Jimmy Butler gonna right?
With Jimmy and Kyle?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I guess what? Jimmy and Kyle are closer than KD and Kyrie.
Because he's a godfather of Jimmy's kid. Yeah.
Yes. So are you ready to deal with that?
Well, I mean, let's just say theoretically.
Here, you can piss off everybody on that roster except one guy.
Jimmy Butler. I understand. It's his.
Okay.
It's his guy.
You have at it. What you gonna do?
Just like, but like, give me a ring. Give me a ring. Hey, Jimmy, it's Pat. What's going on, man? How are you?
I'm good. I'm in Bora Bora, drinking some big face coffee, enjoying my time off.
Listen, I want to talk to you, man. Man to man. You know, you're my guy. This is your team,
and you're my guy too, Pat.
We got to finish this build, baby. I got to get you a ring. So we know what the problem was last year at the end of it with Kyle. You know, fat. He's fat.
He'll be in shape this year. He'll be in shape.
Just he's not getting any younger, Jimmy. You know, Father Time, as they say, is undefeated. Except if you're me, I could do more push-ups than Ira Winderman. But let me just say this: what would you say about theoretically Kyle not playing with you next year, and instead playing with a guy that you said you'd want to play with over any other player in the NBA 5 years ago? In Kyrie Irving.
Let me call you back. Because he got to call his boy and get a feel for it.
So he's got to call Kyle?
Yes.
No, we got to keep it secret, baby.
Dude, if y'all that good of friends,
Leroy,
you have to call Kyle.
Look. If you're Jimmy,
y'all that great of friends and you got God kids,
they'll see Uncle Kyle. They'll see him at another time.
No, you mean Uncle Jimmy? Kyle is.
Yeah, Kyle. Yeah, no, Kyle is the god. No, I think Kyle's the godfather of Jimmy's kids.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think that's how it goes.
Oh, that changes everything.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
So he can be rats off a ship.
That's a tough one, man. You have seen in this league especially what friendships have done.
They listen, Jimmy's best friend on the team was Goran Dragic. Trade him for Kyle. Now, So he's not against trading friends. They got a good friend, and he's going to get another good friend in Kyrie Irving.
So Pat could come in like you would and say, you have already set the tone for how we supposed to do things.
Right.
Right.
And what if theoretically?
No, see here. No. You can't throw the what ifs out there.
What if
you got to go in with confidence?
They also bring back Goran as the backup. And now he has two friends.
Goran's retired.
He's not retired. He's still got some legs left in him.
Does he?
Yeah.
Why? You need to let it go, dude.
One last dance, dude.
No.
Just like D Wade. One last dance, buddy. My brate. And then Goran can take Jovic under his wing. You know, theoretically, if he's here and not traded to the Nets for Kyrie Irving. Brate.
We're trading this guy too? We're trading our draft pick as well?
Well, I don't know. I'm just saying, assets got to be assets. I don't know.
Jeez, dude.
Because if you're the Nets, I mean, theoretically, you don't want the Heat's picks now. You'd want their picks down the road when they think this all explodes. Never will.
Because because history says it will explode.
You want to do what you want to do to them. They want to do to you what happened to them and the Celtics.
Then why you big mouth bass are you biting the bait?
I just want to improve at point guard, man. We need a
You're the
juice.
one fish that says I can spit it out before he gets.
I think we can. I
can spit out the hook before he gets me back to the boat.
Dude, everybody said this about Jimmy Butler. You can't have a team. Malcontent. He's not. He's gonna destroy your locker room. He's been anything but.
This is not like Kyrie though. This is all Jimmy's issues were centered around the way in which he played basketball. People have a problem with that, but that's not effort. That's not playing. That's not putting in the work. So the issues that people had with Jimmy, you notice, were all guys who wanted to be lazy on the basketball.
We got Kyrie Irving wants to be one with Mother Earth. Brooklyn's not Mother Earth. He can go and sleep on the beach. That's Mother Earth.
He did play in Middle Earth. So his standard, he should lower his standards a little bit.